Howdy, I'm Lindsay. I'm the writer of Affluenza that comes out on October 1st. And I am very aware of the fact that I have not really explained too much about what this book is and what it's about and what inspired it. So I'm going to do a quick little run through today. So I first got introduced to the concept of affluenza when I watched the Murdaugh murders documentary a few years ago or a couple years ago. I'm not quite sure when it came out, but that was when I had first heard the term affluenza, and I will read the definition of affluenza for you. So according to Google, affluenza is a social and psychological condition that combines the words affluent and influenza, which describes the negative and sometimes contagious psychological and social effects of wealth, such as materialism, entitlement, and lack of fulfillment. And from that can be taken one step further because there's another phrase called affluence defense, which is more accurately what I got my inspiration for the story from, because in my story there's a crime that is committed and then there's a spiraling of more and more violent acts, and affluenza defense is something that was used in the Murdaugh murders when they were on trial, and the lawyers were like, oh, well, he's so rich and he's, so wealthy and entitled, and like he didn't know what he was doing was bad. And that's me like simplifying it a little bit. Obviously, it's more complex than that. But the whole concept of a wealthy, entitled human doing something wrong, and then because of the way that they were raised and because of the privileges that they had, they think that they can just get away with murder. And without getting too into it, that's kind of the gist of where the inspiration came from. I watched this documentary. I looked a little bit more into the concept of what an affluenza defense was. It really pissed me off. So I wrote my own story around it that was loosely inspired by that case. I was just disgusted that they claimed that that was like making things okay. And I'm not speaking very eloquently, but that is the gist. And finally, I will leave you with a little brief description because I also realize I still haven't said that much about what my story is about. So, from the back of my book directly, Dennis Hansen, the middle son of a prominent high-class family, wanted nothing more than to bring his long-term girlfriend and college buddies to his family's lake house for a relaxing weekend away. When their vacation is interrupted by unwelcome members from Dennis's past, a fatal accident causes the weekend to erupt into a series of violent acts fueled by paranoia and resentment. And I will talk a little bit more about it later, but for now, mark your calendars for October 1st because that is when it comes live worldwide.